consulting company that I started and then sold off. And then I got my executive MBA at University of Chicago Booth Business. Built a
Sweet.
couple of Ethereum and Hyperledger platforms, specifically in the small business lending space, loans, and
Okay.
do a bunch of other projects in the marijuana space and so on. So I'm in the startup world for the past 7 8 years, and do a lot of different little things here and there. So always looking for resources like yourself. We always have a need to help out in different little things we do.
Yeah, you
So
bet. Actually, I was working at Deloitte as an international tax consultant, primarily doing transfer pricing, and I was at Deloitte for about 2 years. And I went to
okay,
MBA at Duke University, so I think we had similar paths before.
amazing. I wish I could share my screen. The hat that I wear throughout my day is Duke hat. Um, I'm a
Toucan.
big Duke. Yeah, believe it or
Why?
not.
Why?
I, I'm a big Duke guy.
Oh, okay.
I have seen Mike Krzyzewski. I'm based in Chicago.
That's good
Um,
for Duke,
for-
not good for
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah, exactly. From Duke. It was just happens to be when I moved here from Russia when I was a little kid. The first game that I saw on TV was Duke against North Carolina, where Sean Battier was around back in the day. So I just became a Duke fan. I recorded every game and so love Duke.
You guys are bigger fans than I am. So, yeah.
Yeah,
You want to swap degrees?
yeah, I would love to. If my wife would let me go to Duke, I would be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah. All right.
That's awesome. So you got your MBA from Duke. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous now.
I bet.
All right. Well, here's what we're working on. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes.
Awesome. Have you heard of NBA Top Shot?
NBA Top Shot. No.
Okay. So essentially, it's built by the founders of like Kitty Coin. Um, it, it's essentially basketball cards, NBA cards, on their own blockchain, um, and it's endorsed by the NBA. So big deal. I guess getting you exposed to it a little bit, but uh, my team and I we buy these digital moments um, from this platform, and the digital moments come in two different ways. They come from as one guy you probably have dealt with markets, but they come from a marketplace, a secondary market, where you can go in and buy like a Zion Williams uh, digital moment. So you click on it, uh, you pick a serial number. Some some of these moments are released, have a limited release where they only release 1,000 of these moments. Some have a release of 15,000 moments, etc. And it's a marketplace. So you could see a Williams moment that's ranked number one, which
Mhm.
is the jersey numbers right now going for 25K. Um,
Okay.
this thing has done about 50 million or 75 million in transactions in the past couple months. So pretty big marketplace that's hitting the market. Still a bit unknown to the broader space of people,
Yeah.
but pretty big in terms of the blockchain community, in terms of the basketball community.
Okay.
Again, endorsed by the NBA.
Right.
They also have a primary market. By the primary market, what I mean is that on a weekly or biweekly basis, or sometimes more frequent, they release these packs. Okay, what a pack is just a collection of cards.
Yeah.
And there's different types of packs. There's what's called a base pack. There's a cool cats pack. Irrelevant to, I guess, the current conversation we're having. But the bottom line is that some of these packs have 5 or 6 moments, and these moments could be potentially worth a lot of money if you get them from a pack that costs only $9 or $14 or $200 versus going to a secondary market where you're needing to spend a lot more money on acquiring just moments.
Right. And
So
are these
uh, yeah,
tangible cards? game cards?
Digital cards.
Digital, not
cards recorded.
tangible.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Not
yeah,
physical.
actually not tangible, believe it or not. Just digital cards recorded on their own blockchain.
Got
So
it.
each card is associated with a key, whatever, a hash, and this moment, this video is associated with that hash, and the owner of that moment is obviously tagged when you purchase it.
Gotcha.
So what we're trying to do is we have a team of eight guys based all around America who are interested in this space, and we have been buying cards by literally going in, waiting for this pack to be released, clicking on the pack, and when the pack is available, we click buy, and then you're placed in line. These lines, just to give you an idea, could be 50,000 people waiting for 5,000 packs, and it's randomized. So 50,000 people get in line, and chances of you getting a pack is very slim, unless you're probably top 10,000.
Okay.
And then once you are able to buy the pack, you are then taken to, and I can give you some print screens of the process, obviously, or give you an idea of how this works live, but just giving kind of high level right now. When you're kind of are in that line, and then your turn comes, you're able to execute on buying that pack, and then you have 15 minutes to execute a transaction. That transaction can be executed by putting in your credit card. It could be already by having balance in your wallet, or it could be executed by having fiat balance in your wallet, or it could be executed by having crypto in your wallet.
Okay.
So here are the two things that we need done, and again, by need done is kind of what we want to do. I don't know how much it's going to cost or time and effort, but essentially what our vision is two things. Is have many accounts created. So we would have many accounts created to be able to have more than just 8 guys be part of that 50,000 users that are signing in to buy the cards.
Yeah.
So a bot would have to create many accounts. We have to be able to manage those accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And by manage those accounts, I can break down the requirements a little further once we get to it. But essentially, you need a dashboard that indicates, well, this account is number 500 in line waiting to purchase. And then this account is now able to purchase. And you can open that account and start the purchase process.
Okay.
It can be built out in phases. The bot doesn't have to be truly automated to execute every step of the transaction. The bot's idea is essentially max volume and brute force to get us in line. The execution piece could be done manually, granted that we're given that notification by the system that that account is able to buy because now they're in line to buy, if that makes sense.
Okay. And now the bot lives in the website, or there's a different channel for the bot to live in, or?
Can you help me better understand that question? What do you mean by lives in a website or a channel? Like, is it a web-based bot, or is it like an install on our machines and let the bot execute on a machine?
Yeah, basically from what I heard, it's not a client-facing bot in which you have usually on your website on the bottom right there will be a chatbot icon, and the users will be able to engage with the chatbot and make purchases in chatbot purchases using the bottom right chatbot icon. That's the usual chatbot interface that people are familiar with. And there's also the second one, which is a bot that can automate your tasks on your computer. So from what I gathered, you want to automate, like create many accounts and manage accounts, and that would fall onto the second category, which is to automate things from your laptop.
Exactly. The latter. The automate task bot, which is manage account, create accounts, so like I guess, yeah, that's good. Create, manage, and execute by
Gotcha.
Apex.
Okay. Got it.
Um, that's kind of the primary activity. The secondary ask is having are you familiar with like Power BI as an example?
Yeah.
Like your stuff. So essentially having like a Power BI, like an out of the box capability, we can use Power BI or we can use anything that's out there that constantly queries the marketplace, the secondary marketplace, and then gives us some filter capability. So like this platform has a secondary market and has filter capabilities where we can query on players, we query on teams, we query on the types of packs. Each pack has kind of some little history, and then we can query on prices and serial numbers, etc. Essentially, what we want is a similar concept, but additional filters that will help us make better decisions. As an example, would be Trey Young's digital moment right now is lowest price 324. We want to know if there anything, like for instance, we want to know right now this number 9 moment is going for 9,000. Is there anything from moment 10 to 20 that's 10% more or 10% less? So we can execute on that transaction to buy quicker than somebody else when there's some market inefficiency happening.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
So essentially a dashboard that grabs all the data on the marketplace and allows us to slice and dice.
Yeah. I think what we can do is scrape all these data and have like a script in your own Excel sheet or Power BI to actually make further analysis. And then we can also, if you want, you can also automate the visualization, so you don't have to like spend time digging through all these numbers and crunch numbers. Actually, you can visualize it with graphs and charts.
Yeah. And I build Power BI stuff and Power Apps and things like that myself, but nice to have somebody else who could just get in there and do it.
Okay.
Set up the web scraping and have it update. The truth be told, it is an evolving website, so NBA Top Shot constantly makes adjustments. So it has to be built in a way that later on, your team or our team can go in and add new fields, add new tables, tweak it a bit better over time. It's just an evolving thing.
Yeah, certainly. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, Mike. Pretty straightforward. I think the next step would be actually listing out all the tasks you want the bot to make, and yeah, I mean it's doable. We use Cilium to automate the tasks initially, and if there are any further complicated procedures, we can actually go into their developers console and see if we can most likely automate some of your stuff, and yeah, build a script for you.
Got it. And Wilson, is that something you will be handling, or is that something you probably will offer to one of your colleagues?
I personally know Cilium web scraping, and you just have to write a Python module for it. But we're still kind of in the what you might call it. We're still in the early phases of understanding all the list of requirements you would want, and yeah, basically you're just automating purchases. From what I gathered, it's pretty straightforward. I can do it, but if there are any certain additional features or more complicated tasks, I would bring a team in.
Yeah. Got it. Honestly, it's as basic as that. It's really just a bot that creates Gmail accounts or whatever, gives us a dashboard to manage them, and then executes on purchases.
Right.
What I can do is I have a document I put together that gives you some print screens of the process. I think that will help.
Yeah.
And I can share that, and then also I can add some more light and requirements in that document if that helps.
That's perfect. That's awesome.
Awesome. From your gut feel, I know I've done development, big projects, so it's never a good question to ask. But from your gut feel, how big of an effort is this for this first off? Like the automation of tasks?
If you want to hack it like very using very rudimentary tools and ways, it's not big. You can probably find a developer to do it, in some competent developers
Yeah.
to do it
Yeah.
in under 5 hours.
Okay.
However, you would need to have a laptop on and not be able to use the laptop while the bot is performing the tasks. So basically, they just use Cilium and copy all the steps you would want the bot to make, and then loop it, make it into a loop. So they'll just repeat it based on some triggers. Let's say if the card price goes down by 5%, then it'll automatically trigger this task bot to make purchases, something like that.
Got it. Which is fine. It could be phased. We could do like a simple one, see how it executes. If we like it, we allocate more funds and make it robust, and we go to town.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's smart.
Makes sense. Let me do this. Let me draft up a little document. I'll share that with you, and then we can give that an estimate, and then we can decide and then start working. Does that sound like a plan?
All right. Look forward to working with you. Thank you, Mike.
Awesome. And what's your time frame? What hours do you work? So I know when I can.
I'm pretty flexible since I'm working essentially remotely. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm awake depending on my clients. I do have USA clients in Pacific time zone and Eastern time zone. So yeah, depending
Got
on what I don't know if you're doing this full time or yeah, I can accommodate your schedule.
Awesome. Yeah, this is like this is very small project that it's becoming more important more over time. So
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to working with you. I'll give you a little write up here shortly, within an hour or two.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Have another good rest of your day and talk soon.
Yeah, thank you very much. Goodbye.
All right. Bye.